After a long day, the man realized that his brother was all fluff and no tough. To prove he was the real deal, the brother almost broke a sweat, but walking away from people left him with way more baggage. Their efficiency was incredible, earning $42 million in one day. The boss was thrilled, seeing them as rising stars. The newbie brother sniped his first paycheck, tasting the sweet fruits of his slightly nefarious labor. The first thing he did when he got home, he threw the check at his sister like, "Hey, rent time." The man changed and sought out his sister. Usually busy with patrols, she surprisingly bought a phone this time. Sure, her tone was still a bit nasty, but she was showing improvement. They dined, eagerly awaiting the new card's arrival. For the first time in over a decade, they sat face to face. The man said nothing, but threw a whole heap of issues out there. He looked displeased when she hesitated, especially learning she had forgiven Dad. She was nearly furious to the point of explosion, and the man simply got up and walked away without any concern. Ignoring any offer to stay, his frustration was bubbling over, and just then, someone caught his eye. When she arrived home, she once again lashed out at her father, thinking, "It's clearly his fault, so why am I the one being blamed?" The door had opened silently at some point. Clueless nephew stared at this spectacle, while the man looked ready to pop like a balloon, his eyes frantic. Life's been chaos lately, dead to feel hell's heat. Her once scorned tactics, now in full use. Any little thing could set her off, and sure enough, she unleashed anger on the girl's brother, planting seeds of resentment as she noticed his irritation. Outside, it was another round of lessons. To onlookers, it seemed like harsh criticism, but really, it was her way of teaching him how to man up when they got back to work. Boss scolded the man again. She often lectured juniors for no reason. Even the boss couldn't stand it and moved him to another team. Only the boy and she remained. She took out her passbook, ready to deposit for herself or family. She went to grab a phone from her sister, but her sister was off for her afternoon nap. Meanwhile, the man watched through the glass as his dad and nephew played games. The harmonious scene made him feel like an outsider. A drink with his brother resolved nothing. The man's fuse was growing shorter, and deep down, he knew it. His fury exploded in the diner as he lashed out, flames of anger roaring, totally disregarding the consequences. Suddenly, there stood his mother and sister. By the time she snapped back to reality, Dad had overdosed on pills, and despite her frantic calls, there was no response. It was at this very moment that she realized perhaps it was truly her own fault. Once they arrived at the hospital, the doctor recommended a blood transfusion. The man raged again, vowing to give all for his dad, yet his wild look was heart-wrenching. The girl had just dealt with her deranged father when she got a call from the man, and she chose to keep her drama under wraps. She played it cool until he casually mentioned grabbing drinks, and a smile crept onto her face. By the deserted riverside, neither lifted their head, both in a foul mood, exchanging jabs. Yet deep down, it felt cozy, munching on some lamb cake. Subtitles. Go ahead and eat. As they engaged in small talk, an air of awkwardness started to envelop them, and the man suddenly flopped himself right onto the girl's lap. They were both hiding secrets while energetically schooling each other, like trying to fix the past with every chat. Emotions flowed freely, easily infecting one another as these two armored folks now cried like toddlers. The girl's mood changed greatly. She called her brother and took out her earnings, knowing he was young. She wanted to treat him to something good, but her gesture fell flat as he dismissed it like it was nothing. She waited patiently for her nephew, but as soon as she saw him, she bolted off, playing around with the kids like a quirky old weirdo. Just a moment of looking up left her stunned. Even with a scratch on her eye, she showed no anger, while her nephew still fixated on that fateful day. Grandpa was brought back to life, and his wallet always carried a photo of his son. Both of them sat in front of the game console, yet their faces showed no fantasy, with the TV playing in the background. She glanced at her nephew, then stood up, feeling nothing more to say. "Nephew, you shouldn't be like this. I'm sorry. Grandpa, stop hitting." Wait a moment. Why are you hitting? Dad and Mom used to say that, and just then, the phone rang. It was that pesky guy calling. She wanted the girl to treat her, and they set a time to check out the nephew's talent show at school. The man hung up without a second thought, while a flicker of unspeakable anticipation gleamed in the girl's eyes. Her big brother noticed the man's shift too once the latecomer. Now he was always early. Not to mention, he had kicked all his bad habits, even replacing foul language with clean talk. Everything's going great. Why are you hitting me? Oh gosh. I'm feeling incredibly down, and that's simply how the day has turned out. The boss was taken aback, curious as to what had changed his brother, making him want to ditch this lifestyle. As a solid big brother, he decided it was time to wash his hands of this life. You lunatic, what are you doing here? Why are you playing with him? You crazy fool, don't you want to be somebody? What are you doing here? Don't you care? I'm ready to meet it up. You owe me a lot of cash. Oh man, you're nuts.